In this video, I'm going to rank every single brand new location on the brand new Fortnite Simpsons map from worst to best. Yes, this video will contain every single named location, not any of the landmarks on the map. And in my opinion, the strong suit of this season is its map. So this is going to be a really good ranking. And this season is especially unique because the bosses don't spawn in like set locations. They all rotate everywhere. They spawn on different storm circles. So it's not as simple as, you know, oh, the mythic boss spawns here, so this is a good location to drop, which makes this ranking even more interesting. With that being said, if you do go on to enjoy this video, consider using code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop. They actually are 3xing support a creator code earnings this weekend, so it would mean a lot if you would consider using my code when you buy that new battle pass or really anything in the item shop. And without further ado, let's get into this ranking video. So in my opinion, at number 9, the worst location on the new Fortnite map is Burns Manor. To me, it just kind of feels like a watered down version of Lavish Lair from Chapter 5, right? It's essentially just the mansion. You've got the maze in the back, and that's really all you've got. Every time I've landed here, there's been like 3 or 4 people, and every other location is like 10 people. At least that's how it feels to me. You essentially have one building, right? So anybody who lands here, you all go for the mansion. It ends up just kind of being a nightmare. Everyone just third-partying everyone unless you want to try and land in the maze, and obviously no one likes fighting in a maze. And this location is wide open everywhere except for the mansion, right? And so if you're playing zero builds and you get caught out there, like people will literally sit there on top of the mansion in the windows and just shoot down on you. You get in big trouble. So far, I just haven't found this to be my favorite location. At number 8 is Cletus's Cornhole. So this is our farm location of this season. They typically do have a farm location on every Fortnite map. So yeah, this follows the trend. And honestly, it's really not a bad location. It's just wide open. Like there is actually a ton of loot here, but everything is just so spread out. Something about this location just plays really, really weird. There's also just car spawns everywhere, like literally everywhere there are cars. I feel like anytime I do damage to somebody, they just hop in a car and run. And there's also bushes and tall hedges everywhere in this location. Like people rat so hard here. You have like that like weird bush field up top that has like 10 bushes in a row. The amount of times I've died there from people just spraying and praying is insane. And then you'll get the people who will just rat behind these like super tall hedges and then just wait for you to come by and then you're dead. So far, I have not been like crazy high on this location, but at this point now in the list, I think every single location is pretty good. I think these two are clearly for me the bottom 2. Now, starting at number 7 and higher, I think they are all actually really good. At number 7 is Springfield Slurp Works. And again, it's not that this is a bad location at all. It's really not. It actually reminds me of like a smaller, more compact version of Slurpy Swamps from Chapter 2. It's just when I was ranking the, you know, POIs for this list, I was like, I like this one more than Slurp Works. And I'm like, you know, I actually like this one also instead of Slurp Works. Like, it's not like this one is bad. It's just I think there are better locations. This location is essentially comprised of like the one main factory, and that's really it. You have a couple of small buildings on the side. Normally, it's a big deal when locations are like tucked away on the corner of the map, but since this map is so small, it doesn't really matter. It's not like you're going to run halfway across the map to zone. The map is pretty small. The highlight of this location is that you essentially have infinite shield. There is shield everywhere. I mean, there's pools of shield. There's shield barrels. There's those like new slurp boxes which give you 5 shield. I mean, they're everywhere, right? You will come out of here holding full shield because you don't have to use any because there's literally just free shield everywhere. But that also means if you land here, get ready for a pretty long fight because you can crack somebody's shield and then in a half second they'll have full shield because they just broke a slurp truck next to them. So this location, while not being my favorite, is actually not bad whatsoever. At number 6 is Corruption Corners, which used to be Mayor's Munchies. I don't really know why they changed it. This has got like Carl and Coral Castle written all over it. Like, I don't know, besides the name change, I think this is again a pretty decent location. This location to me feels a lot like Greasy Grove, right? Of course, you've got the Der Burger restaurant right in the middle, and then you've got the Springfield like town hall. I think my only complaint about this location is just that the buildings are so far away from each other. Like if you try and run from the Der Burger restaurant to, you know, the Springfield town hall, like you will get spotted by the other people who drop there. In that sense, it's almost a little bit like Pleasant Park, right? If you think about it. I will say though, I think you're going to find a lot of people that are going to really, really like this location. And yeah, I see exactly why they would. At number 5 is the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant. So this is one of the locations that got like super mega leaked before the season even dropped. Like we knew this location was coming. And I'm kind of interested to hear what people have to say about it. You know, it's very similar to Steamy Stacks in Chapter 2, which was a location that people didn't really like. But I'm seeing a lot of people that are actually liking this location so far. For me, it kind of falls somewhere in the middle. Obviously, you have the 2 stacks, which allow you to rotate easier. For some reason, these stacks feel kind of bugged, like they don't shoot you up right away, like you just kind of sit at the bottom for a little bit and then it shoots you up. For this location, you essentially have like your 2 power positions, right? You have the giant, huge building in the middle, and then you have the other kind of small building to the right. And for me, those buildings being so tall makes this location feel very, very vertical, right? And I don't really like vertical locations that much. It feels like you're either shooting down on somebody or shooting up all the time, not like right in front of you. There also are these like radiation barrels in the location. If you pickaxe them, like the alarms will sound everywhere and you have to do like the little puzzle. And if you complete that puzzle, it actually does give you a legendary Slurp juice, which is obviously like the second best healing item in Fortnite history. And number 4 is going to be Camp Krusty, and this location is absolutely mobbed. It reminds me a ton of creepy camps from our, recent Fortnitemares event that just happened, right? You've got a ton of cabins just really close together. Each one's got like 1 chest. I will say, I do not like how a lot of the cabins have a hole in the ceiling. People will just land on top of you and then shoot down through the hole on the top of the ceiling. I don't really like that much. I think this location right now is a little bit more crowded than it should be, and I think that's because people are landing here thinking that the exotic Krusty, blasty revolver is going to spawn here. I mean, that's the best gun in the game right now, but that's not the truth. This thing does not spawn here 100% of the time. In case you don't know, the bosses in this season, one will spawn in the first circle, the second will spawn when the second circle happens, and the third will spawn when the third circle happens. And it's not a guarantee that he's actually going to spawn at this location. So I think once people figure that out, this place will clear out a little bit. For me, if you want constant action all the time, I mean, this location absolutely provides it. I will say also, I do not like how the, giant Springfield hill is right next to it. You'll have people that land up there and then just shoot down on this location. Again, if you want a super packed location in a small, tight area, this is the place to go. And number 3 is Evergreen Terrace. And yeah, for me, this has got like, retail row written all over it. At least the houses side of retail. There's not really much to say here. It's just kind of like your classic Fortnite suburban location. It's a regular neighborhood, so you're going to get a lot of houses. Everybody will land at a different house, and then everybody just kind of convenes at once. That's how it's always played at these locations like Pleasant or Salty or Retail. This location to me feels the most like a location that we've had previously on a different Fortnite map. It just feels familiar when you land here, and that's why I've really, really liked it. And number 2 is going to be Donut District. So this location is good for a couple of reasons. One, because again, it is another one of those like kind of suburban locations. It's very, very similar to Evergreen Terrace, but also some people don't know this yet, but you can actually pickaxe the giant donut statue down, and then you can move that donut throughout the entire location and it will insta-break any single wall. So instead of, going through a building and opening all the chests, you could just pickaxe the donut right through it in like 3 seconds and all the loot will drop to you. It actually makes looting like considerably easier. Now, I will say, is that practical like right off drop when you've got 10 other people here? No, not really. But if you clear out a couple people and you've got a couple moments of silence, be sure to take down that donut, chuck it through the houses, and you can get literally all the loot in this location in like a minute. With that being said though, I do still think even without that, it is a great location. It is absolutely packed every time I've dropped here. Another location that feels very similar to something that you would see in a different Fortnite chapter, but in my opinion, it's not the best location this season. That location for me is obviously going to be the Springfield Town Square. This location is absolutely mobbed. This is like this season's Tilted Towers, except it's got kind of more of a square shape like you would see at Pleasant Park, where all the buildings are all on the outside and then everybody converges to the middle. What I will say, this is the only location right now that has a 100% every single game spawn rate for a mythic, and that is Jebediah's Protective Helm. That's the mythic helmet that you can put on that will withstand 1 headshot before it drops, then you can pick it up again. I just ranked this in every single new item in this Fortnite season, so go check out that video if you haven't. This is by far the most popular location this season. It's absolutely packed every single time, and it's right in the center of the map, so you almost will be in the safe zone every single time. I will also say, again, like I mentioned with the bosses earlier, they don't have a 100% spawn rate, but it feels like most of the time that I land here, there is a boss here. I think this location, to me, is clearly the best on the map right now, and yeah, I don't think there's going to be a ton of disagreeing on that one in the comment section. Alrighty, folks, I hope you went on to enjoy that video. Let me know what you guys think of the brand new map. Again, I think it is the highlight of this season over anything else, and literally POIs 7 through 1 on this list, I think all could have been jumbled around at their own spot, like a couple spots higher or a couple spots lower. Besides number 1, I think Springfield Town Square is definitely the best location so far. I literally can find myself dropping to really any location on this map besides like Burns Manor and having like a good time at it, which is a great thing. Chapter 6's map was not my favorite, so I love how they made a smaller map with a ton of really just great locations and stuck them all very close to each other. You're always only like, you know, a couple steps away from the next location. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Simpsons Fortnite content. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.